Hey friends, I made some pretty big changes in our home lately and I can't wait to show you what I've been up to. I've also decided to change up my decor for summer and I thought it would be fun to take you guys along with me. And then of course, I did a little bit of thrifting too recently and I wanted to show you my finds. So this will be a fun video. I hope you'll stick around because I have a lot planned. Alright, so you can see here that I am bringing my dining room chairs back into the house. That's because the day before filming this particular footage, I stained all of my chairs a much darker color, and I can't wait to show you guys how they turned out. I really love them, but before I share that with you, I wanted to show you some pieces that I've been meaning to scrub. Now, I've shared this method with you before. You can only really do it with raw pine. I've tried other pieces. This method of just using a little bristle brush and some soap and water and scrubbing a piece of wooden furniture, it helps to kind of strip the orange buildup on the piece and reveal more of the raw wood. I've used this method with a beautiful German chair that my husband purchased for me. I have another video where I cleaned that with just soap and water, and it just brings out this beautiful patina, and all you do is just wipe it down with a damp cloth. I'm just using an old t-shirt here, and when you see your water starts to turn brown, you know that it's time to switch it out and keep scrubbing. Now, this doesn't always work with every piece of furniture. If there's any type of finish on the furniture and it's not raw wood, it usually won't work. I tried it on this little cabinet. Unfortunately, I didn't notice a huge difference. But let me show you my coffee table after scrubbing it. Now, I should have shared some before footage so that you could see the difference, but basically it had just a slight like orange tone to it, and by simply scrubbing it with soap and water and rinsing it off, these pieces have just turned out so beautiful, and now they have more of a raw wood finish, which I prefer for our home. So you can just see how beautiful they look, and there's a sneak peek of the chairs in the background. But I love the way that the coffee table looks, especially. It's very, very beautiful now that I have scrubbed it. I'll let you look here at the cabinet. I think it's maybe a little bit better, not quite as orange, but I might have to sand this piece to get it to where I want it. Alright guys, so I know that I've been sharing a lot of projects with you lately, a lot of different things we've been working on outside the house and here inside the house, but I think it's just this time of year. It sparks this creativity in me. The longer days just, I don't know, it makes me come alive. And I feel like the creative juices just start flowing for me in the summertime, but I'm also really trying to be intentional this year about rest and taking time for myself, trying to take care of my body, just trying to incorporate things into my daily routine so that I don't feel burnout. And I have to take a moment to tell you guys about one of my favorite beauty tools. I've talked to you about this before. I've shared it many times on my channel. It's the Blooming Face Pro. So the Blooming Face Pro has 3 different settings, and basically it uses microcurrent technology to help to tone your face and decrease puffiness. It also improves product penetration. So one of the things that I really like to do is like apply my wrinkle serums at night, and then I will just run the Blooming Face Pro over my face at night, and it's like having a facial. It feels so good, and it just really helps the product that you put on your face to penetrate deeper. Not only that, but it also helps to tighten and tone your jawline. I've specifically noticed on my forehead especially, I tend to have these lines on my forehead, and when I'm using the Blooming Face Pro more regularly and consistently, those fine lines aren't as noticeable. So if you can use the Blooming Face Pro for just 3 minutes, 3 times a week, you will notice a difference, but the key is consistency. You have to continue to use it. And when I do stay faithful in using it, I notice a difference. I can just feel the microcurrents working in my skin, and honestly, I just love the way that it feels. So you can see I have just been working on one side of my face to kind of show you guys the difference. So every time I share this thing, it sells out. And it's because the first 100 people that click on the link below are going to get $70 off, but you have to be one of the first 100 people. Now, the Blooming Face Pro is normally $150, so $70 off is a huge discount. Every few weeks, Blooming activates this code, and every time I share it with you guys, it always sells out. So make sure you are one of those first 100 people to click on that link below. Now, one thing that I love about the Blooming Face Pro is that they have a satisfaction guarantee. If you don't see results after using the Blooming Face Pro, you will get your money back, and I think that's amazing. So let me go ahead and show you. I've been working on this side of my face, just this side, this entire time, and I can just, first of all, my skin just feels tighter. This side of my face always feels so much different after using it, but it's lifted, it's tighter, and so I really do love this little tool. It's one of those beauty tools that I enjoy incorporating into my everyday routine. As long as I'm consistent with it, I do see results. So make sure you click on that link below and take advantage of this awesome offer. Again, the first 100 people who click on my link will get $70 off plus that free ebook, Face Tightening Secrets. So normally $150, with my link it's $70 off. Make sure you guys take advantage of it. All right, so let's talk about these chairs. They have had quite the journey. When I first purchased them on Facebook Marketplace, I wanted them to be slightly darker, so I painted them, and the paint washed off immediately because I didn't do the proper prep work. I think the paint I used wasn't right either. Anyways, I ended up stripping them, I think last summer or last fall maybe. I stripped them all the best that I could. Some of the black paint has sort of kind of remained on the seat in some other different areas, but for the most part, I feel like they turned out really great, and I left them this way for quite a while, but now I'm kind of craving that darker finish again, which I know is unlike me. I'm deciding to use this stain called Ebony, which is almost black, but I figured this would be the safest choice and it wouldn't give me any weird red or orange undertones, and more so gray undertones. So I'm testing it in some small areas where the stain would be heavier. That's kind of my method here. I'm putting stain, you can see, like underneath the chair, here at the top of the chair, where it wouldn't have rubbed off quite as easily, and then I'm sort of blending it upwards so that the chairs don't look so perfect, but they look worn and antique because they are antique chairs, and I didn't want this perfect stained finish. So I'm testing one of the chairs inside to see if I like it, and turns out I loved it. I feel like the stain just brought so much character and just beautiful, I don't know, depth to the space. I felt like our dining room needed some darkness, and I didn't necessarily want them black, but I liked the idea of going darker. So since I like the way that the one chair turned out, I decided to take them all outside to finish staining. Isaiah was napping and the fumes were pretty strong, so I figured it was probably wise to do this project outside. Plus, you know, the more I can get outside, the better, and it was a nice sunny day. So I brought my camera outside and decided to kind of film the process. Of course, I sped things up quite a bit here to show you, and I let them dry in the sun for a while before bringing them back in the house to see how I liked them. Now, the following day, obviously you saw at the beginning of this video, I brought them outside again to allow them to continue to dry, but I was just dying to see what they would look like, so I'm a little bit impatient. I decided to bring them all in and put them around the table just to see if I liked the darker stain. And so I want to show you how they turned out. I think that I really love them. I'm curious what you guys think. I honestly feel like they tie into the light fixture we have and again, they just bring this depth to the dining room that I think that it needed. It was all wood around the table, and as much as I loved that, I just really wanted something darker in there. And so this is how they turned out, and I think they're really beautiful. They're not black at all. Again, that stain was ebony, and I think it just what it did is that it gave the chairs a darker tone, but nothing that feels orange or red. And so I absolutely love it. Now I'm going to go ahead and change up some of my decor. I haven't really played around with the decor in my house since springtime. And so one of the things I like to do is kind of switch out my stems. Now, obviously, I love real flowers in my house. Whenever we have anything growing outside, I love to clip it and bring it inside. In fact, for this video, I was just craving some life, so I even went and clipped some branches from the tree outside just to add to these faux flowers, and I think that's just something I wanted to share with you guys because, you know, it just adds so much life to your arrangements, and it's totally fine to mix faux and real, and it just gave this arrangement on my table so much more body and life. Now, clearly it takes me a few tries before I figure out what I like and how I want things, and sometimes even after I finish a video, I'll walk by 2 or 3 days later and I'll continue to change things, and that's okay. That's what's so wonderful about our homes. For me, it's a place that I can really have this creative outlet and switch things around and change things up. And so just by switching around the stems in my home, I feel like it just added new life. And I'm sure, you know, stems will continue to be switched out and they'll move around until I can figure all of this out. Now, I will say I stole some stems from the basket above the fridge for the table, so I've been wanting to add some to that basket. And I love these faux stems from Hobby Lobby. I've shared them in a lot of other videos. They have this great wooden stem and they are just so beautiful and lifelike, and I love using them in the summertime. I especially love to put them in this basket in my kitchen. I've had so many of you reach out and tell me that you have now put baskets above your fridge. It's a space that I think sometimes people forget about decorating, but I love the way that stems look up here because I've got that stone wall behind it, and I love the rough stone with the soft flowers. I think that the combination is just so beautiful. So anyways, I added those to the basket there, and I love the way they look. Now, I couldn't quite figure out the buffet in the dining room. I tried several different things, and what I ended up settling on was I actually ended up moving the little tree or plant that was in front of the fireplace back into the dining room space. So this is how it's looking at the moment, and I'd love to know what you guys think. How do you feel about the chairs and the darker patina that they have now? It's kind of tricky the way the light is flooding into the dining room space, but it's so beautiful, and I really am very pleased with how it all came together. So I did end up ordering some wallpaper samples recently, and guys, I love the way wallpaper looks in other homes. I just can't decide if I should put it in my home. Here are the samples I ordered. They are so beautiful. They came from North and Finch, I believe. I can link it for you guys below. I'm leaning towards this one. I think it's beautiful, and I cannot believe how well it matches my paint color on my walls, which is Stingray by Benjamin Moore. I have a blog post, by the way, with all of my paint colors in it for you guys, but how beautiful are these samples? I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I really love my creamy white walls, and I think that wallpaper is beautiful, and I guess I don't know if it would be too busy with like the shelves that I have, the open shelving and all of my dishes. But I tend to be a scaredy cat when it comes to decorating and designing. I like to play it safe. So anyways, you guys can let me know what you think. Now, I did have to stop in at the thrift shop because they were having a sale half off all vintage dishes and glassware. And so I thought, oh my goodness, I should run up there and check it out, see what they have. And I found some goodies. So I thought this duck basket was kind of cute and unique, but I left it there. But I did end up going back for the chicken. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw, but that gravy bowl, that chicken gravy bowl, it was so cute, and since it was half off, I put it in my basket. I also thought these little ramekins were cute for the cottage. I loved the blue, and I grabbed those. I almost bought this for the cabin as well. Did I say cottage? I meant cabin, for our little cabin. And I did end up grabbing this glass bottle. I brought breakfast to someone recently, and I didn't know how to store the maple syrup or how I should bring that to them. And I thought, oh my goodness, this little bottle is perfect for that. So I picked that up also. Isn't this dish set beautiful? And I thought that this little picture was really pretty too. I actually left it behind. I have so many little white creamers that I didn't feel like I needed it. I really loved this. I don't know why. I thought it was so cute. I was tempted to grab it. What do you guys think? And then check out this sailboat that I got for the cabin as well. $2 for this adorable sailboat. And it looks sort of yellow, but it's just the packaging. Like inside the sail was a beautiful linen color, and so I grabbed that. Here's what the chicken looks like in my little corner cabinet with all of my Falstaff and ironstone. I feel like she's kind of cute in there. She's got a home now. And I don't know, I was just drawn to her for whatever reason. Maybe because deep down I would love to have chickens, but unfortunately we can't where we live. Anyways, I loved taking you guys along today. Thank you so much for coming along with me, and it's always so much fun to share my finds with you and decorate with you and share the changes that we make around here with you. I love hearing all of your opinions, and anyways, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you're new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.